Six basic components of ritual. Dancing in the Theatre of Life by Luminous Mountain. Ritual is more than what you see in temples and churches. Your family meal is a ritual. So is a birthday celebration. I describe ritual as specific planned actions to achieve specific results. This then covers a whole range of purposeful activities, from sumo wrestling to doing a healing session, from weddings to funerals. It all boils down to contentment and effectiveness. Are you content with what you get? For rituals to be effective, be it painting an artistic piece or executing a liturgy, I see all rituals as needing the following six sequential flowing components. 1. Intent and announced. The start of any ritual involves the intent to do it, which is a mental process and is made concrete either by a written or verbal announcement to others. It is a time of quiet visualization of the ritual process and outcomes, a moment of wheeling the truth out before the action begins. It is getting the blueprint right before starting to build. In many formal rituals, this is mostly done close to midnight before the actual day, and thereafter the ritual master will observe his dreams for further instructions or messages. 2. Banish and purify the surroundings. Early in the morning, the self and surroundings are cleansed. Banish means sent away. What is being sent off are pollutions of all kinds. Water and fire are commonly used to banish and purify. The surroundings are washed thoroughly, and aromatic smokes or flames are used to purify the public space further. For more elaborate rituals, special purification texts are chanted to represent cleansing through the wind element. To banish via the earth element, rice and salt can be sprinkled. To purify via ether, space, most rituals use the four directions, invoking their corresponding properties. Each tradition has its own variations of colors, meaning, and energies. Third, create and center the sacred space. Besides the directions, the sacred private space is created by incorporating the basic geometric shapes of either a triangle, square, or circle. These three shapes represent the Earth's three primal realms: Sun Yuan, sky, the triangle, land, the square, and oceans, the circle. The sacred space can be created by a single shape or in combination. Triangle creates a vibrating vessel where dual values constantly create the third. Square creates a stability like a domain of a home. And circle facilitates communion for growth. So a simple ritual of a family meal can have a table that is either a circle or square. But when two squares are put together to make a rectangle, a hierarchy is being established. To further center the sacred space after creating it, the shape of a cross or X is used to find the intersecting point. This point represents the soul, the meeting of body and mind. Besides centering the sacred space, the individual must be centered too. For ritual centering, the attention is on the thymus gland, the space between the heart and throat chakras. Fourth, evoke and invoke. Once the sacred space is centered, we are now ready to establish contact. Evocation means to call upon the desired energies or entities to be present in the sacred space. In most rituals, it involves prayer, chanting, and musical theatrics like drums and bells. The ritual master must first have the deservability before having the desire to evoke. Deserve, then desire. To be deserving for evocation, he has to exhibit his authority and be confident of his link to his tradition. His mind is pure with the sole desire of achieving the specific ritual results. But invocation is another story. It is calling the desired energies or entities to be inside the etheric, not physical body. In ritual settings, a trance is the result of an invocation. For invocation to be successful, one has to sacrifice things, time, and space. If you want Ganesha next to you to remove obstacles, do you have an altar space to give time for daily prayers? Fifth, offerings and sacrifices. As the universe energy is in a dynamic constant, nothing can be taken or given, just transformed or transferred. What you want to have must be exchanged. This is the principle of offerings. This exchange can be indirect or an expression of devotion, as in bringing a nice apple to a teacher or a friend. A sacrifice is also an exchange. But sacrifices are mainly immaterial and consist of deeds to be uncomfortably given up to exchange energy. Fasting and refraining from sex are common sacrifices prior to rituals. The 5 basic rituals offerings are tea or water, water element; aromatic incense, wind element; lamp or candles, fire element; fruits or grains, earth element; and flowers, ether element. Monetary donation is also a common offering. When a large group puts attention on using or taking an object or an event for a long time, an invisible entity is formed which requires offerings and sacrifices. Otherwise, there's an imbalance. Casinos and brothels have their specific entities. So is a well-used library. Weapons tend to form and attract fierce entities quickly due to the enticement of blood offerings. Gun owners beware. Sixth, thanking and sending off. A communal feast is the most common way to thank the participants. Food is satisfying, and you want to end a ritual with everyone feeling content. In many East Asian rituals, prior to the feast, fresh new fires are lighted. Lamps are filled with fresh oil, old wicks replaced, and new candles lighted within and outside the sacred space. The end is also the beginning, like a circle. A common thanking gesture is the Taoist bow, which is deeply meaningful. The feet has the number 8, the crossed palms a 10, and the forehead a horizontal 1. When the forehead touches the palm upon bowing, a circle is completed with 81, the chapters of the Tao Te Ching, and 9, the maximum of yang energy. I now thank you for your attention. Do not be alarmed by some details that I've shared. For simple daily rituals, incorporating the most basic ideas of the 6 components are good enough. My wish is that you can now make your routines into rituals, to get away from mechanical living to an attentive life, to bring in more contentment and efficacy for you and your loved ones. If you have gained value from this work, always give others the opportunity to reap this value too. Sharing is caring, and caring brings fortune.